Hello, welcome to The Update. I'm Susie Thompson. The New South Wales driver who survived a crash which killed his 5 teenage passengers has been refused bail in court. Tyrell Edwards has been charged with 5 counts of dangerous driving occasioning death. The court heard the 18-year-old's licence had been suspended twice in the past 2 years for speeding offences. The head of Crown Resorts has spoken out over the Wayne Carey saga, claiming the ex-footballer has repeatedly lied over an incident involving a bag of white powder. Carey was escorted from Perth's casino last week after the substance allegedly fell from his jacket. The 51-year-old claims he offered security guards the bag, but it was handed back to him. Crown Chief Executive Kieran Carruthers says employees should have contacted police and protocols have since been changed.
Any activity that's deemed suspicious, any activity that's deemed inappropriate, my officers, my team have the full obligation and full authority to remove people from the property.
A passenger caught up in a security failure says he's surprised passengers on other flights weren't also caught up. About 200 people on board a Qantas flight from Sydney had to be escorted by police on arrival in Melbourne because one hadn't been checked at Sydney after getting off a regional flight. One passenger from the regional flight says he was in a group of passengers allowed to bypass security to get on connecting flights.
I was definitely behind about 25 other people and they were in front of me and I just followed them out onto the air side. Being a regular flyer and working in the public safety sector, I alerted the Qantas staff straight away because I didn't believe it was on, but it definitely wasn't only myself.
A second suspect arrested over deadly stabbings in Canada is dead. Miles Sanderson was found by police after 10 people were killed in and around an Indigenous reserve in Saskatchewan. It's understood he died of self-inflicted injuries. Royal Canadian Mounted Police Commanding Officer Rhonda Blackmore says the 30-year-old was directed off the road by police before they took him into custody.
Shortly after his arrest, he went into medical distress. Nearby, EMS were called by police to attend the scene, and he was transported to a hospital in Saskatoon. He was pronounced deceased at the hospital.
And a reminder today to check in with your mates for Are You OK Day. Suicide is the leading cause of death in Australians aged between 15 and 44. And psychotherapist James Sherrar says it's often men who find it hardest to admit they're not okay.
I've almost been taught by generations of past just to, go out to the pub or to drink or to numb and just pretend that we don't have feelings.
In sport, world number 1 Iga Swiatek is into the semis of the US Open where she'll clash with Aryna Sabalenka. Aussie Storm Sanders is into the semis of both the women's and mixed doubles, teaming up with Caroline Dollarhide and Aussie John Peers. And former GWS coach Leon Cameron has emerged as a contender to be the next coach at Essendon. In entertainment news, Hugh Jackman is generating some Oscar buzz for his new movie The Son. The Aussie actor plays a divorced father struggling to help his troubled teenage son. He was given a 10-minute standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival. And Ricky Martin has filed a $20 million lawsuit against his nephew after the 21-year-old falsely accused the pop star of sexual abuse. Martin says his nephew tried to assassinate his reputation. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast News team. We'll see you later on for another update. I'm Susie Thompson.